Greetings, brothers and sisters. Let's start here. Britney Spears' net worth, $215 million. So we'll come back to this. It's the central part of this video. We're going to go to her Instagram page. Britney's fans are going to rescue her from coded Instagram messages. There's more of this to come. I made a couple videos about this. And this concerned viewer, how can you laugh about that poor soul? Shame on me, right? I got a lot of comments like this. And I've said this before. It's okay to laugh at, like, if it was Chelsea Clinton, or if it was Lady Gaga, or Cardi B, right? There's this element where there's right-wing people in the truth community who like Britney, right? They identify with Britney. She's from Texas. There's this Britney sympathy, that Britney gets sympathy that these other stars don't get, right? I've talked about this in so many videos. I've made specific videos about this, right? This phenomenon, and I want to get to the Britney, that's the free Britney movement, where you have these people in the truth community who will try to shame you for your behavior, or outside in the world, right? People try to shame you for a behavior. Your behavior is wrong. You're laughing at Britney is wrong. But they have no problem laughing or other people laughing at somebody else. So they're not really upset about the behavior. They're trying to shame you for the behavior, right? But what they're really upset about is that they identify with the person. The person is somehow, like them, or somebody that they, feel connected to. Could be a celebrity or somebody else. And so it bothers them. It hurts them. And they try to manipulate your behavior when it isn't the behavior that they're upset about. It's the fact that inside their internal world, they're butthurt over you doing it to a specific person. Not the behavior, but it's the subject of the behavior. And the subject they identify with. And this just shows people, either you have a problem with the behavior or you don't, right? If you want to shame people, that's, whatever it is. But that speaks to you because you're trying to control other people's behavior because of something going on inside yourself, right? Because you're, whatever's going on with you, and you're trying to shame people out of behaving a certain way. Don't do that. It bothers me, right? But it's about you, and you're a hypocrite. So don't roll that crap up in here. Anyways, let's go to the free Britney. Britney is 38 years old, so she's almost in her 40s, right? And you have this free Britney movement.
The free Britney movement has gained more momentum.
Boom, she did a snap, look.
The free Britney movement has gained more momentum lately. The free Britney movement has gained more momentum lately. The free Britney movement has gained more momentum lately.
What is going on? She did the snap for the free Britney movement. That's enough of this. There's a free Britney movement. And you know what? Don't comment, leave Britney alone, right? I've gotten 1,000 leave Britney alone comments. It wasn't funny the first time. I understand the meme, right? To every one of these videos, I'll get 10 to 15 comments of leave Britney alone, right? It's redundant. I understand the meme, like I said, but it's not, it's not relevant to these videos. And people constantly say it, right? It's just the repetition of things that people do without any consciousness, right? Like if there's a Britney video, you go, oh, leave Britney alone. Like it's like you got this association. Like think about what you're saying because it's just said over and over and over again. Like it's enough for me to stop making Britney videos, right? I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get the leave Britney alone videos. Anyways. So what had happened was, here she is with the Illuminati eye, was that one of her concerned fans posted, wear yellow, Britney, if you are, in trouble and you need rescue, and she wore yellow. And that set a course of all these comments that I went through and read and made fun of, right? Here's the rose. This is all these people saying the rose is significant, which I guess it is. Here's Britney jumping for joy. and all of it. And so what this is about is there is this conspiracy theory, and it's not really conspiracy because there's truth to it, that her dad, she's got celebrity parents, parents who want to have celebrity children, right? Her dad and her mom, and basically dad pimped her out and put her into Disney. And Disney is a messed up world, child stars. And Britney's mind got shattered, and then they got this conservatorship going back to the $215 million, where Britney doesn't have access to her own money, right? So Britney is being held captive. They can make her break up with her boyfriend, and the judge and her parents, mostly her dad, there's lawyers involved, are in charge of her money and also all of these other aspects of her life, right? Britney is basically locked in a cage, and they tell her and control and handle her and tell her what to do. And so her fans want to free Britney from the conservatorship. Britney's commented on it. Britney was in and out of rehab, right? Britney went to these various rehab facilities, something that's happened over the years. She left rehab. There was all these aspects of, the Free Britney movement, right? That these rehab places were reprogramming centers, right? And, all of the rest. Of course, we know that Britney shaved her head. She's had multiple meltdowns. There's this famous interview with Diane Sawyer. Look at her eyes. Like, she's got crazy eyes. People are talking about her being on medication.
A breakup. This spasm of publicity about what happened from Mexico to London.
It was pretty rough.
She's got this child voice, right? This is, she's younger then, but she was in her 20s.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Weird. Oh my goodness. Hello.
So, it's, the hand signal and just, it seems like, possible split personality, just all the inability to handle the emotions.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, yes, she got her belly pierced. Clearly her dad is not a good person because, all these parents that want their kids to be famous and they sponge off their kids in this situation is not good parenting, right? And there's been reports that he beat up her son, his grandson, and there's all these various aspects of this, right? But the thing about this is, there's the post again, is Britney mentally competent, right? Here's somebody who's had all these, there's her shaving her head, right? All these things, these meltdowns she's had, in and out of rehab, right? Just somebody who is not well emotionally and psychologically. And she talks like a little girl, right?
On days like today when the sun's really not out and we're all staying in, these are a couple of things that I do just to stay sane.
Just to stay sane, look at her eye makeup and just what she's saying, right? And this is somebody with mental issues. And, her going off of medication, yeah, that might be better, but it might be worse. You never know. Like medications, I don't really believe in psychological medications. But when you see people, and having worked in the psychological field, when they come off psychological medication, there's a huge withdrawal period, and it might take months to get right, psychologically and physically. There's effects to these things. And there's the underlying psychological issues. Because there's lots of people who are, psychologically shattered and fragile, and Britney seems to be the poster child for this.
To balance myself out, I do a little bit of prayer in the morning, and then I also do a lot of stretching and a little bit of yoga.
So there's that. And again, I think this is healthy, the yoga and the stretching. These are all things that are good for you. It's just her voice, here is her with her boyfriend.
Happy Friday, everybody! everybody.
Happy Friday, everyone. I hope everybody has a great Friday. And most of all, don't forget to dance. Show them how to dance, guys.
Show them how to dance, baby. Baby. You gotta show them how to dance. Boom. You gotta show them how to dance, baby. Yes, boom. Do your dance. Okay, baby, 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 you baby. No, you baby, baby, you dance. Baby, baby, baby. Great.
The only dance move I know
This is the only dance move he knows.
is this, and it won't stop.
It won't stop. So, are you gonna hand these dopes $250 million? Is that what it was? Yeah, I mean $215 million, right? And so you have these, you know, I mean is she talking here? She burnt the gym down with 2 candles. Remember? She had a couple candles. Brittany had a couple candles, and she burned her gym down. Right? And you know, yeah, she's been messed up psychologically by being a child star, like all these child stars. It's just like Pilates without the weights. Let's get back to where you burn your gym down, right? And so, again, this is her money. She made the money. Nobody's disputing she made the money. Here's the Illuminati hand signal, right? But these bizarre dances that she does blow your mind, right? These things that she is exhibiting, you know, she's watching these and saying, oh wow, I'm rocking it. I'm going to put this up in front of 5 to 9 to 10 million people who are going to watch this video. This video got millions of views. 7 million views. So yeah, that's her money, right? She made the money. She sacrificed whatever's been done to her, whatever messed up thing that's happened to her. Probably the celebrity in Hollywood and whatever went on behind closed doors with Brittany that fractured her mind and made her talk like a little girl, right? I mean, the way that she talks, it sounds like, and the way that she acts, it sounds like she is, you know, a child in some way or another, right? Like a 7, 8-year-old child. And she's not conscious of how she appears. She doesn't have the ability, look at that weird stuff she's doing, right? To self-perceive, you know, I mean, and so you think giving her $215 million is going to make things better for her? Getting rid of the conservatorship, and the judge could be evil, and her dad seems to be evil, and I don't know about all the people involved. I don't know, they've exploited her before. But if you take away her handlers, again, you know, I'm all for freedom. I don't, you know, I mean, I'm not saying no, right? Don't do that, because I can't say. But you can't say either. All these free Britney people. I mean, it's like, you know, there's a Q element. I covered this in some Q video I did last night that I haven't posted yet. It's actually going to be 2. There's an element between the Q movement and the Britney movement. They're both a level of kind of almost like truthers, you know, remedial introductory truthers that are going after these drops. Like Q has drops and Britney has drops. Britney's dropping drops right here. Q's dropping drops, right? Putting out information. They're trying to decode it, right? It's very similar, you know, and it's very specific to one thing. I mean, it's just a reflection of the, whoa, look at her. Whoa, boom.
Okay, so a lot of my fans have been asking me a lot of questions in my comments. I listened, and so now I'm going to answer all of your questions. The first question that you really asked me is what my favorite song is. My favorite song is Toxic, that I have done, and I have no idea what my favorite song is.
Toxic, that's a clue.
The second question is, a lot of you have asked me what's my favorite place to visit. My favorite place to visit is Hawaii and Turks and Caicos.
You know, this is all important.
Turks and Caicos is a little bit more jungly and more tropical.
It's jungly, and she likes the jungly part.
There's not that many people there. It's a small island, and it basically has the cleanest food, the most beautiful ocean. The spot is amazing, and it's my favorite place to visit.
You know, again, I mean, this is like some kid coming back from summer and giving, this is what I did for summer, you know, like some 12-year-old kid, right? then here's this thing that Britney does. You'll see this in many of her videos. Here she's spinning. This is the video in question. She just walks in and out, right? Does a little dance, smiles at the camera. There she is. Woo! It just walks in, walks out, right? Walks in front of the camera, turns to the camera, poses. I mean, it's bizarre behavior, right? If you saw your, videos of your 12-year-old daughter doing this on Instagram, you're like, oh, this is weird, right? She's 38 years old. This is a grown-ass woman with 2 kids, right? And, she's watching these videos before putting them up and thinking these are good, that she rocked it. This is 9 million views, all these theories about decoding Britney. I mean, all this idea that they have to decode Britney. And, it's a mess, right? Just like the world's a mess. And so, you can come up with this idea of free Britney. And she's going to be exploited, right? I mean, she's been exploited her whole life. Like Marilyn Monroe, there's always these blonde women, right? There's always been these blonde women. Madonna. It's like an iconic role, right? I guess they stuck Beyonce in that role. But there's this, it's the whore of Babylon role, right? It's an archetype. And they have these, Marilyn Monroe was ditzy, Britney was ditzy, right? And Madonna was somewhat different. But they always have this woman who's like the Statue of Liberty or ISIS. And, Beyonce's very, very ditzy, right? Airheaded. And it's a representation to the people that control the system. And many of these women, Jane Mansfield, a lot of these playmates, right? Of course, Marilyn Monroe, they die young, they have tragic lives, and they're just, they're exploited, right? It's the woman, the essence of femininity being exploited, and there just isn't much, where is the happy ending in Britney's life? Okay, you can give her the $215 million, allow her free access, let her conduct her own affairs, but I mean, she burned down her gym with a couple of candles. This is not somebody that you can, based in all the information we have, I mean, it could be an act, right? She might be a really good actress and she's just playing a part. But based in what we've seen, there are multiple psychological breakdowns or trips to rehab, whatever medication she's on, just the fractured schism in her personality, all these things. Like, there's no happy ending, right? I mean, there's actually energy and movement that you could be doing in your own life, but these people are obsessed with free Britney, just like people get obsessed with other theories, right? Different types of truther theories. They're Britney truthers, right? But there's a bigger picture, and we can laugh at the Britney truthers, but there's lots of truthers in the truth community that the same way, you're lamenting over a broken system, right? You can think about America being Britney, the concept of America and America being broken on every level, right? You can see that America's broken, and the world economy and the world culture is broken, and the people are broken, right? It's a level of, this is the year of the broken. Britney exemplifies the year of the broken. So many broken people are put in positions of power, positions of influence, right? And this is, this is what's happening right now. This is, a broken world, and thinking you can fix a broken system. Let Britney free, right? Well, I mean, I don't know which is worse for her, which is better. The conservatorship, where she's being exploited by her dad and the other people who run the conservatorship, or letting her go free, and somebody who's mentally incompetent, right, is, emotionally stuck at a childlike level, delusional and all these things, and doesn't really have a quality support system, given a fortune, all the money that she's made over the years, and allowed to just destroy herself, right? You don't give a 12-year-old child $215 million. So I don't, I don't know what should happen, but how is there a happy ending here, right? How is there something, where's the scenario where this person ends up being a healthy, psychologically, spiritually human being that can function, take care of themselves and function out the world, right? There's no winning here, right? There's not a scenario where this ends well, that this is some sort of happy Hollywood ending, some fairy tale ending. There's no fairy tale in Britney Land, right? Britney Land doesn't end with a happily ever after fairy tale ending. As much much as, you know, she's trying to cultivate that and people want that for her, you know, her fans and her, you know, Britney conspiracy theorists, they're Britney truthers, right? Just like with Q people. This is what I've been saying about Q people. There's no fairy tale ending for the United States. There's no hero, there's no, you know, savior, right? There's none of these things. It's false hope. And you have so much time, like I said in my video, why? You have so much time to prepare yourselves emotionally and physically and spiritually more than anything else for the ultimate inevitable collapse of our system. And it might be just a long, slow ride, right? It might happen fast with big bang type events, but it probably is just going to grind down, right? Watching everything that you love and enjoy just disappearing, right? Sucks. It's going to be difficult on a psychological level, especially since we're 100% dependent on the system. And, you know, following some cult-like anonymous figure who claims to work for the government isn't going to get it done. Just like Britney, you know, Britney's happy ending isn't a happy ending for you. But what you can take away from this, what you can gain from this, is what I have been covering over and over and over for years. That the Hollywood culture and the political culture and the people who have money, the people that are all viewed as winners and successful, people who have made it in the material world. They have wealth, they have fame, they have all the things that you're supposed to want, right? And they have, you know, a dream life. But their dream lives are all nightmares, right? And so all these people who are so-called successful, you know, who are living the American dream, living what most people aspire to accomplish, aren't really successful. They're not really happy. I've said it over and over again. I've proved it in video after video after video, right? That these people in this culture, I mean, I'm contrasting this with the spiritual life, where, you know, you're never going to be happy the way people think about happiness, where you have a trouble-free existence. That doesn't exist in the world, right? It doesn't exist on planet Earth. The material aspect of this planet is made so you have struggles. Animals have struggles, plants have struggles, anything that's alive has to struggle with nature, struggle with their life, struggle with everything. Struggle is a blessing, a beautiful part of living on planet Earth. And it's what the struggle reveals from you in terms of your internal, things, the internal qualities and the experience your soul's having on this planet, to have an understanding, of not just physical life, but what's inside of you, the, potential for divinity that's inside of you in terms of becoming what God wants you to become. Where you can live, where your ego and your physical self are a beautiful expression of your soul, of what you can be spiritually. And so that's what we see here in terms of the struggle on planet Earth. That there's no happy ending, there's no, this idea of just having material bliss doesn't exist. You're supposed to have troubles, you're supposed to have pains, there's going to be ups and downs, everything dies and, is reborn, and that's a part of life. Accepting it, being grateful for it, and using this opportunity, this incarnation, as a vehicle for your soul to advance to higher levels of consciousness. I mean, your religion's remedial, right? Your religion just doesn't, all of them, right? They just don't give you enough information, enough experience of divinity so that you're aware of these things, right? And so I've been demonstrating this over and over in terms of videos, that the Hollywood life, the American lifestyle, the American dream is a lie, right? All of it. The system's collapsing because of that, because of the lies and the heightened materialism and the debt-based economy. It's collapsing. We're all dependent on it, right? And we can gain something for our soul in this, whether we make it through the apocalypse or not, right? That's debatable for people. And we can elevate ourselves to a higher level of consciousness, because the population's going to be reduced, and everyone's got to come. Most people have to come back, right? 99.9% of people are trapped and have earthly bondage. And what are you going to come back as if there's only, there's 8 billion people die, there's, let's say, 6-7 billion people die, and there's only 1 billion people on the planet, right? Incarnated on the planet in terms of population. And you have all these souls trapped here, hanging around, right, not let back because they failed, you know, in limbo or haven't come back as a lower life form or whatever it might be, you know. This is a chance to elevate yourself. You can get completely free of your earthly bondage by getting liberation. This is something, you know, that people can aspire to quite easily for being dedicated in the heartfulness system in terms of their spiritual growth, the liberation, being free from the earthly plane bondage, and you can elevate yourself even to higher levels of spiritual attainment, emergence with God and things like this, and take advantage, instead of being sucked in by the materialistic distractions, take advantage of your life here, right? Or you can trust the plan and free Brittany, right? And call yourself a truther to make yourself feel better about yourself. Only spirituality will save this world. This is Paul Romano, definitely reporting from the Apocalypse and the Ascension. Everyone have a blessed day.